Shake my hand, 365. My little girl was behind my computer, my trading station, and she tripped on stuff, dropped the lights, dropped the camera. I'm too lazy to pick it up, but hope you guys are well. Shake my hand. I want to quickly show you something. This is wild. I'm preparing. So today's Thursday. I've got class tonight. Then Friday is a public holiday. So the whole day today, the whole day tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'll be looking at every single chart just to kind of like plot some stuff. So I was trying to quickly catch up on NZD USD, right? Because I'm thinking of going to make a play there, going to sell. And I noticed something on the H4 time frame. So I'm watching this chart move, right? I wanted to make a big buy on NZD USD a while back when I thought they were gonna, increase the interest rates, and then COVID happened and like just change plans, whatever. So I missed this big buy here. I was never in this big buy trade. I mean, most of my trades that I'm in, you'll always know, right? So now I'm just trying to see if I can jump into the charts. Am I buying or selling, etc., etc.? It's going to be a very short video, please. If you guys want me to do a marathon, every single asset, I can put it on YouTube, but I just don't know if anyone's going to watch that. So I just want to record myself doing stuff that no one's going to watch. But it's going to be a very short video. And I'm watching, I'm like, I missed it. I was completely so occupied with other assets. Price finally came back to my FOMC levels. Remember, I've been saying this. There are so many FOMC levels on the 16th of June that I want to play on, right? Some trades I've taken, USD CAD came back, USD Swiss franc came back, but NZD USD came back to the big interest rate announcement on the 16th of June. FOMC, there's the area of value, boom, price came back, right? And I was not in the trade. Then I'm like, but wait a minute, what's going on here? Had I sold, my stop loss is never really that high in general. Right, so if I draw an area of value, my stop loss is just somewhere there, all right, just above, which means had I taken this trade, which I wanted to, I would have probably been dinged before making money. I'd have taken a loss. So I'm like, what's going on in this chart? Why is this chart breaking my rules? Right, bearing in mind, once again, I personally, when I opened this chart, I was already on the H4 time frame. Right, so then I fixed this line to say, okay, fine. Let's say we use those ICT strategies. Let's say we account for support and resistance. Then this would be a very good place, right? So if you look carefully here, price comes back, price gets rejected, price goes up, right? So on the left, I don't see the point of drawing it any further, right? You can see price did make a touch there. You can see markets closed just above. All right, but this is enough for me. And then I come back now to the adjustment and I see, okay, fine. Price would still have dinged me either way. So that's not making sense. All right. The supply worked, but price is dinging. In fact, the supply really, really worked, like really, really worked. Right. And then let's delete this because I just drew this before I started recording. And then I'm like, what if I wanted to catch a buy, yesterday? Right. If I wanted to catch a buy as a 365 trader, my area of value should look something like this, right? Just drawing the lows, etc., etc. And then once again, my stop loss is never too far, right? It's just outside, right? Our area of value. Cameras, it's like I'm falling, but whatever, right? But look again, had I taken this buy with my rules, right? Boom, I would have been stopped out. I would have made a loss. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? Why are my rules not working on NZD USD? And this is, I assume some of you have this problem. Some of you do the course, I'm assuming, right? Or some of you don't even do the course, some of you just trade. You have to do a clean MTA. Your area of values must be fed by a top-down analysis, because I just opened this chart and started analyzing on H4, trying to catch a quick trade today. I'm like, let's dial this thing back. So I go back to the daily time frame and I'm starting to really look at stuff. So there you see, there's my FOMC level. Remember, right? On the H4 time frame, it looks wild. It looks very wild. To me, on the H4 time frame, this is ridiculously wild. Like, why would I be stopped out here had I taken this trade? And then I look, you see there, this is what I was gunning for. This could have been what I was gunning for. And then there's another supply there on the H4 time frame, right? A little bit further up. I know FOMC level, the amount of selling that happened on the 16th of June. I know for a fact that there's still so many sell orders there. And you can tell that those sell orders really did exist. And now they've taken most of them out. Sorry. Now, if I go to the daily time frame, all right, and I'm like, okay, fine, what's going on? Why am I being dinged a lot on the H4 time frame? Right. So now let's have a better look at the areas of value happening here. Here's my FOMC 16th of June. 14, 15, 16, and then the drop happened here. Is this correct? Correct. Would you draw a daily area of value like this? I would. Absolutely correct. So everything that we saw on H4 still stands. This is how I would draw it. The difference is now on the daily time frame, you can see that it's a supply on top of a supply. Do the MTA the way I taught it. Always start off with a top-down analysis, because if it wasn't clear on H4, it's definitely clear now on daily. So now I like this area, you know, FOMC, whatever. I like to know, right, where the banks made their biggest move. But in terms of supply on top of supply, we both know that if this is the situation as a supply and demand trader, the highest supply will always be taken. We know this. We know we're always going to sell high, right? So if we really draw the supply at the top there, and then we remove this nonsense here, even though it's important, we can now see why on H4, they were targeting traders who were extremely impatient, who liked the formal trade, who just jump in without checking left and right. If we come to the daily time frame, it is nothing but a clean kiss. Right, there's my proximal line or my entry point, clean into that area, and price is leading, just like I told you. If we come back to the demand here on that H4 time frame, you remember we got tagged, right? If my stop loss is somewhere there, that's how I draw them out of being tagged. But if we come back to the daily, you have a look carefully, like, okay, cool, bearish engulfing pattern. There's a nice long wick there for area of competition. This is how big this area of value is. Remove that. Clean. Absolutely clean. Clean touch. And now price is on its way up, right? So there's fortunately not much of a trade for me to take, you know, even after doing all this nice work, because most of the moves are already going, and I never like catching a train in the middle. My goal now will be to decide whether I want to catch a rebound. What do I think about this chart? Where is this chart going in long term, short term? Right, we've been a bit bearish for a very long time, right? Since about February, sometime this year. But yeah, that's all I wanted to do, is just to remind you guys that the power of MTA, the power of the golden thread, allows you to identify the exact location where smart money is going to move. You stop playing around with the small time frames. There's nothing wrong with small time frames, but you haven't mastered that craft, master the swing. It's easier, fundamentally better to track and manageable, right? 365, shake my hand. Promised a short video, but if you guys want a long video, you're gonna have to comment on this video and let me know. I will be doing a full-blown analysis on every chart in the markets. I can't do that during my war rooms because there's just not enough time. All right, whoa, it's not necessary. Right, 365 guys, shake my hand.